So what you are looking at here is a 2-day attempt to record a video about how I screwed in the corner posts in these boxes and filled them up, as well as what I decided to sew in this first box. The issue here is that I am somewhat of an idiot, because on the first day I attempted to do this on my lunch break. On the first day I missed that when if someone calls you and you record on your phone, the recording stops. And I didn't see that. So I got about a minute on the first day. And then my break was over. What you're looking at is my break the day after. And I was really good. I put my phone on airplane mode, put my holder up. I, as you can see, put my microphone on. I'm currently talking very vividly with my hands, apparently, sort of looking like I'm trying to fly away, actually, at least in high speed. And I'm telling you a lot of things. I'm telling you that I'm putting down dead plants from last year as a way to fill up the box, that I usually fill the box up halfway before I add soil on top. I'm also telling you that I don't have enough soil from my composting yet, because we haven't just been here 2 summers, so I need to buy in the top layer. So that's why I'm trying to basically compost in place. So the materials here are corn stalks and a lot of other things, but the main thing is why are you not hearing me while I'm flapping my arms about telling you this? Well, because I did everything right the second day, except remember to start the microphone. Yeah, so I added on the microphone to get a bit better sound, put up some courage to actually record where my neighbors could hear me, and I forgot to actually start the microphone. And since the other end was connected to my phone, it didn't even record the phone sound. What I'm doing here is putting down, basically this used to be beans and peas, or at least the plants. So I usually take any material like this and fill the bed up halfway. And sometimes that means that the bed doesn't have enough nutrition for the plants that are growing in it later on, but it will still become soil, it will still compost below. So sometimes that means that I need to add some extra nutrients. Here I'm putting down some old cabbage stalks. I think it's broccoli, actually. And apparently I got mad at that one. Now I am demonstrating something I like to call winter week. Not as in a full week of days, but being not very strong. I usually feel like by the end of the summer I can carry 2 of these 60-liter bags. In the beginning of the year I can barely lift 1, and that's where we are right now. By filling up half the bed with dead material, like branches and old plants that are not useful anymore, I don't have to pay as much for this topsoil, the final layer. I just need that for something to make sure the plants has something to attach to, basically. This also means that my bed usually shrinks quite a lot, because it's basically a compost with soil on top, which means I need to redo this next year as well. But what's left in the bottom is nutritious, good soil for the plants. So it's cost effective. as well as a long-term way of improving the soil in the box. I really enjoy watching this in high speed because it's so boring to rake out all the soil. What I also did in this video that you won't be able to see because apparently I didn't have enough memory on my phone to actually record more. I did say that it was a bad day from a recording standpoint, or bad 2 days. I've been sleeping a bit too little, I guess. But what you didn't get to see was me also sowing seeds in the greenhouse. So this is me telling you my plan for how to use this box. This box is 2 square meters. So I'm going to use this as an experimental box to show you how much food you can grow on a very small space. So in Sweden, a lot of people have a 1 square meter box outside their apartment to grow in. So we are going to split this one down the middle so you can see if you have 1 or 2 of these boxes how much food you get in a season. And we are going to do some cold sowing right now. There's not enough light to get any speed in the growing yet, but we still do it because then they're ready when the heat and the lights arrive, basically. And I also told you here that I forgot the plant stickers, and I'm relying on this video to remember what I've grown. So good luck with that, because I'm currently telling you what varieties I'm sowing. This first is, either way, it's spinach. And I actually did half the box with spinach because I think it's a nice fresh spring crop, and it's a very grateful first thing to pop out of the soil. I'm also telling you about my somewhat messy sowing technique. Basically what I'm telling you is that with these tiny seeds, I don't see any point in sowing in a different way than nature would. And nature doesn't make straight lines. Nature doesn't poke holes and cover one seed at a time. At least not for these tiny ones. So that's how we're doing it here as well. And I also happen to have a surplus in just these types of seeds. So if everything doesn't grow, and it won't, it's not the end of the world. Here I'm sowing salad. I remember doing 3 rows of salad. And I think it's a red one and, well, 2 more. I don't remember. Now what I'm doing here is a bit of an experiment for me as well, because I am putting sugar peas in the ground, and this is early for me. I usually do that in the beginning of March, so we're about a month early. And I'm putting 2 down per hole, about 10 centimeters apart. And I think I did 2 lines, because I feel like if they grow, that's great. If they don't, it's not really a loss in that sense. I do have a lot of peas saved. And what I'm doing now is putting down broad beans for the very same reason. I just want to try it out, see if we get anything and how early we get something. Part of, evolving and learning in the garden is trying things in a way that people say don't work and prove them wrong, basically. And we'll cut these videos together later on as well, as we follow this bed along during the year to see how much food we actually get from this 2 square meter beds, or 1 if you only have 1. You can follow along for half the bed. Now I'm just covering the beans and peas and basically messing up the soil over the small seeds. Like I said, I have a lot of them, It's not really a loss. I think it's worth more to be able to get the seeds in the ground than spending a lot of time poking perfect holes. You could pull some dirt aside, then sow and spread that dirt on top. But I think this works just as well. And this is it. This is the first outdoor sowing of the year. This will not be watered right now because we were expecting rain, and we actually did get rain just a couple of hours after this video. And we'll see how we fare in the future, and hopefully I actually remember to start the microphone the next time. Thank you for tagging along and for your patience.